So I want to show you what I'm doing right now. It's middle of May, and what you can be doing. Because I've been watching social media for the last 2 months about people complaining about low turkey numbers and talking about predator control, but nobody's actually doing it. So I've got an opportunity here in the state of Illinois. We actually have a closed trapping season right now, but you can apply through the game warden for a nuisance permit. Now, this farm's 180 acres, and we've got a big field that runs down through this bottom, this creek bottom, that's getting ready to get planted. And what's a bigger predator on this type of scenario in a crop is raccoons. As soon as that stuff gets planted, they find it in the rows, they go down the row and dig it up. So we're going to take a little pressure off of the ag field. We're going to take a little pressure off the turkeys. You know, I wish I could have been doing this a month ago, but we just had 2 weeks ago, we had our second daughter, and she's doing well. And I'm looking for some projects to do close to the house, so this is what we're doing. Here's our first setup. Little feeder creek right here that leads out into our main creek up there about 50 yards. But as you can see, it rained this morning, and there is raccoon tracks already. That was made in the daylight. So I've got a DP there, and a DP there. We're going to be using Duke dog proofs. That's a Duke there. And then I've just, out on nostalgia, I pulled out some coon daggers just to kind of honor the late Carlos Stevens. He passed away this past year, so we're going to get them out and put them to use. I got another double set right here. There's a big main trail that comes up. I got one there and one right over there. Right there. So we're going to put them to use. Follow along here in the next couple weeks. I'm going to open some eyes as to how many predators we can take off of one 180 acre piece. It'll blow your mind. Also going to be using some of these Duke box straps as well. A whole bunch of them brand new. So we're going to set those probably up around the buildings, around Grandma and Grandpa's old house. A whole bunch of these guys. Gang set them. One thing I don't think I've ever really talked about is my setup with these. These things are so fast. They're so easy. Anybody can do this. Just takes a little bit of time. Here's what I do. This is just a piece of rebar. I cut it 20 inches. I weld a nut on top of it. And then I count out whenever I load up the side-by-side. I put in 12 at a time, and then I put my daggers on these carabiners 12 at a time, so I'm organized. So I know exactly how many anchors and exactly how many traps I either have in the buggy or out in the field. So, and it just makes it so much easier. Like, look, I run it right through that swivel, drive that in the ground, and then there's no entanglement. It swivels just like that. It's perfect. So we're gonna go set 4 of these right here in this little spot where the creek comes to a T right up here. So. I'm gonna set one right here. Pretty easy. Check this out. This is how quick and how easy these things can be set. Just using regular old cat food. This time of year there's not very much food out here in the woods. Acorns are gone. Crops are just starting to get planted, so they're going to focus on that, and that's what we're doing. All of this stuff, all of this big hardwood timber and all these drains lead down into this agricultural field. So we're going to gang set them I'm gonna set at least 2 here and probably 2 right on this same trail, right on the other side of the creek. It all leads out to right here. Quick and easy as that. And there's the coon tracks right there. If you can see them, those are not last night. Those are right before the rain. They all lead right up there. This is always a really good spot in the fall. That feeder creek just leads up to that daylight up there is the ag field. And they come right around this corner. Got some right here. Always get that stuff out of the way. Keep from entanglement. And you wouldn't think that one piece of rebar would hold these coons. But when they get caught, they don't know any better to pull up. They pull out. When you get these in the ground, you can shove them in pretty easy. Or if you carry around a hammer, pretty simple. That'll get them. And we're not gonna set a crazy amount of traps on this place. I don't think I've only got 3 dozen in the truck. But we're gonna pick out, you know, maybe a dozen or 15 just jam up locations. And we'll probably catch coons every night. For the first 5 nights, most of the traps will be full. So, here we go. So basically what I'm looking for is just any kind of deer trail, or if I think it's a coon trail that comes out of the woods, we're gonna set it. Right here is this big ag field. There's one right here. I'll show you what I'm looking at. And this whole bottom down through here, there's probably gonna be 10 or 15 of these. And I'll just set a double set on each side. There's kind of a trail that comes out of the creek by this tree. Cross right here. There's an old gobbler track. How about that? That's what we like to see. I'm probably not gonna see. Here's the coon trail right here. The coon trail comes right here. Once again, this is fresh tracks. Comes out right here, right along this big tree, and underneath the fence, and out to the field. So, we're not even gonna get down in there. I'm gonna set one right here, one right there. Done deal, go to the next trail.